Welcome back to another episode of Film Buff Bros, and in this episode, we're going to chat about our favorite Tupac movies.
Rest in peace.
Tupac Shakur. For me, I really like Juice. I think that was his first film other than Nothing But Trouble, which he had a very tiny role in that. But I like him in Juice because he has a lot of range in it. At the beginning, he's just kind of like one of the guys. You don't see any evil side to him, and he's compassionate towards his father, who I think has like shell shock from Vietnam or something. He just sits around not saying anything, watching TV, and he's bullied by like the Puerto Ricans in the neighborhood, and he just seems like jovial, one of the gang kind of guys. And then he pivots into being the main villain in the movie. Which was unexpected for me the first time I saw it. I watched it again not that long ago. But just a lot of range. At points, you feel sympathy for him, especially at the end. Spoiler alert. I won't say anything, but yeah, there is a point where you have compassion for him, even after all the bad stuff that he does. But and also what he does is he pretends to be a good guy later. Once he's established as the antagonist, he's showing sympathy to the family of one of the people he kills, and I think that's a pretty good skill to you're in a role, and then that character is acting as well. That character is pretending to be who they're not. So I think that's a skill in itself, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a great classic freaking movie, but I think he had an opportunity to be a really good actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he did 7 movies from like 92 to 96. So he was really getting into it. I'm going with Gridlocked because it's kind of not his usual role. He's not playing a tough guy, he's playing a drug addict. Great comedy, great chemistry. I like the cinematography. The opening shot's fantastic. Directing, editing, pacing, it moves really well. Excuse me. And Tim Roth really he's got such chemistry. He's got such comedic ability, and him and Pac together, they bounce off each other really great in the movie. It's filmed mid-90s, really gritty look to LA in the mid-90s. And yeah, it's like the most human Tupac I've seen. Like, it's more, I think, like his real personality in this movie. Sorry, I'm dying over here. Gridlocked, but I was looking at Bullet and some other ones. He's not in above the rim as much in those movies, but he still puts in a good performance, and I think it was too bad that we lost him early, because I think he wasn't a great actor, but he certainly had a lot of potential, and I think he could have been a really good actor.
Yeah, no, I think that he could have branched out and done more interesting roles. I mean, he was, but he could have just expanded much more. Like, I'm a huge fan of his music, but man, if he had just let that like take a bit of a back seat for a few years and just like fully stepped away from music and focused on acting, I think acting is a little more cumbersome, or you're more involved. You have to be on the set a lot, and go over your lines a lot. Whereas I think with music with him, it was just so natural, like boom, go into the studio for like 4 to 8 hours and like, basically record an album or two. He had so much material. But I think if he had stepped away from that, he would have grown as an actor and probably wouldn't have died either, because I think that rap world, especially in the 90s, was so so much like gangsterism involved in it, and just with maybe everyone's responsible for their own actions, but kind of was running with the wrong group of people. And I think obviously there's a dark side to Hollywood too, but in comparison to the kind of wild life that he was living, I think that may have steered him in another direction.
Interesting to think about it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Anyway, that's our episode for this week. Tune in next week for another episode, and click down below to subscribe and the notification button so that you can access all of our new content when it comes out. And please leave a comment below and tell us what kind of movies you want us to review.